Okay.
I just want to ask this question. Nobody is saying, say, wait, any politics be following. This is an aircraft, a military aircraft. And then secondly, a car crown a tour. At the Chianopa, Okako has said, Unsuye, engine, set to say, who are petrol and send away to me. This is a military aircraft. So we are asking the question, who was the technician? And who was that technician? That technician who went? When was the last time they serviced that aircraft? Because the last time they serviced that aircraft, would give them more information.
Okay.
And if the last time they serviced that aircraft, definitely it is not something an emergency to. It was not an emergency something. And even did the pilot try to call back and make them understand, say this is what is happening? How come they lost communication? Because where you cow?
Send any play the tour, Mikrano, a beba mutise mudin komo.
Yes,
So
how come this chopper went off radar? Was it a deliberate attempt to crash that aircraft because the president? Because there are people who gain from it. We are not putting this on like the political way, but they are just questions we are asking them. This is how our people have started making politics. What is the politics in this?
What is it?
If you want to talk about politics and we have to go, that's why I said let no history repeat itself. Because when we want to talk about politics, then we'll go back to Nkrumah, what they did to Nkrumah. We don't want to blame them for anything.
Abusia K Black Media sunie minimsa efrem na banyina Ghana ha ahatimi aye din paye esoro ne fom nyina asase ya ni nyina awraho nipa ni su nyina awraho ni nyina kyerese enu a yeda sore ya asempa yante ekamye se na wotwemienu adi ani banyina no ensempa pa de ye header NTB okrom ha enche na dadilumba efrimu ma be ya awraho sempa ye enu so yeda sore ya na ewiemhyɛn atimi akonya akwanhyia ma enipa nwotwe etimi ahwemo nkwa ama sese de Ghana awraho pa ani oyene ena etimi abapa na busua enu a asem ne esi ya pɛ no ena owura dabra Julius dabra ede abusuafo ina sa nuanom a ono nyina to kese edi betu dwa kire se eyade a aya awraho sempa ye na ede ama Ghana na busua yenkotie nipa nwotwe no omudin na ye ba many vibrant girl Rahina ebedi
persons in the tragic crash. Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boama, Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Alhaji Muniru Muhammad Lemonad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture. Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, and Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensa. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
Abuja wani samwa na se edia owura Julius etimi to Ghana fo anim na obehwe defense minister owura Edward Omane Boama na wo mu bi sanso na Dr. Ibrahim Muntala Muhammad na akwansiai also ka ho bi sanso na Alhaji Mulinu Muhammad also ewombi acting deputy national security coordinator also na ewombi sanso na Dr. Samuel Sapon oye vice chairman edema NDC sanso na Mr. Samuel Abuaje former parliamentary candidate any enuanom ka ho owura Peter enso ka ho sanso na nana de otwi esen no eye tumasi ampedu sa enso na Ernest Ado. Oh, abusuya Ghana yante asempa eyoye nepa na ohwese de ade ni siko ya minim se wahwedodo na Rahina akwaba na ohoye de we friends say very painful and they ask one no ayemre Ghana nyina ye nyina ewura ho enyo nkwa na ewura ho na first of all ye ransem ni mu who say what is asemwe
first of all it was your follow the mommy na yako na Me, I just have a few questions to ask.
Okay. Who wants to be a piece of busa?
Because the president was supposed to be in that jet, in that aircraft. So the president was supposed to be in that aircraft now. Unlucky for him and unlucky for others. So it's happened like that.
Okay.
I just want to ask this question. Nobody is saying, say, we any day the politics be following. And nobody is saying, say, Obi and Ashadaya. But the few questions running through Ghanaians and myself, no, we need a thorough investigation in what, because on any car, any bike, no, because a beer or 2 years, no, and or failure break. This is an aircraft, a military aircraft. And then secondly, a car crown a tour. A dear chianopa, Baka or her say, Wunsuye, who engine, said to say, who petrol and send away to Mebua. This is a military aircraft. So we are asking the question, who was the technician? Who was the technician or call aircraft in home? Eko bisa say ekoye enwejuma. And who, how, why? How sure was he said that aircraft and now that chopper was ready to move?
Okay.
My first question is, was the president the target? But let's ask ourselves, was the president the target? And who was that technician? That technician who went? When was the last time they serviced that aircraft? Because the last time they serviced that aircraft, would give them more information.
Okay.
And if the last time they serviced that aircraft, definitely, it is not something a emergency to the, it was not an emergency something. They knew very well, say, you understand? They knew very well that they were going to somewhere like this. So it was not something a emergency because so there were days ahead. So the technician who went and how sure was he said the chopper was ready and or declare say it could move. And then again, was there some emergency measures on the two aquarium? How come the aircraft went off the radar? Because according to information, before the aircraft could crash, now it was off the radar. They couldn't reach, they couldn't communicate. And even did the pilot try to call back and make them understand, say, this is what is happening. How come they lost communication? Because where you how?
Send any play the two no.
Yes, so how come this chopper went off radar? Was it a deliberate attempt to crash that aircraft? Because because there are people who gain from it. We are not putting this on like the political way, but they are just questions we are asking them. Yes, we are asking questions. One, was the president the target? Secondly, who was that technician that went to the radar, that went to the aircraft? Who said no, this aircraft could move. When they were ready to move, our pilot the aircraft is ready, you can move it, there's no problem.
Now I say, Eba idea who say Nkofo asem yesi wo man ma say obi a wona nsem awoka. I hope say one video baby a plane koto ya timemufo ni bidie wodi nani hu ye eyewitness e church nsem. I hope say what video.
This is not the matter of the eyewitness. The matter of the aircraft moving. Because the technician should be ready. Wait, is this a human fault?
And I say
is it the only thing we can get all these answers is to investigate. Because there are people in charge. This is an aircraft where the president of the republic was supposed to sit inside. Yes. So that is why I say, when was the last time that aircraft was being serviced? And the technician who went to the aircraft or catch or clear, yes, the pilot can move the aircraft. This is something we need to investigate about.
But what say about some say hard, you know. By the investigation because
there should be. There should be. Because the people, the personalities involved.
I know what you.
The personalities involved. And I saw something on Facebook this guy, Raphael.
Yeah.
Raphael, the following Ghanaians, he posted something on Facebook. I would advise that it's better when he's putting up his write-up. He should make sure he chooses his words carefully. You cannot tell the public that the pilot, that was his first time flying a jet.
Oh,
that is what he was saying. And then he sparked a whole lot of conversation.
Oh, and you're researching fan.
The guy, that was not the first time because they displayed the words for voter rate. He was the pilot. Yes, and then they have, you see, military, they go for like some revised training sometimes. So if you want to tell us that maybe he was out from that training at that time, but don't put it in the public domain that was his first time flying. They can't let somebody who is flying the first time to use dignitaries like that for experiment. So I believe Raphael should just go and take it off. Because looking at the comment section, he has caused a whole lot of conversation. It has sparked a whole lot of conversations. That is not the first time the guy was flying that.
But once we so bad media for an idea, I was here for I said, we share different pages and different stories will be a Canadian.
You see,
but you young conclude say and of course say it.
That is why there should be an investigation. You understand? The media, especially what I'm talking about, like Raphael, if you don't have your checks, don't talk about it. You can put out your condolence, but if you don't have facts, don't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
And let's draw this attention that people are saying the president should have spoken by now. We all wish the president should have spoken. But when you look at the situation, James, it's not easy for the president to speak. Because the guilt now the president is feeling, it was he. How do you feel? Muntaka was supposed to be on board. Muntaka. Wherever he is. He should pray for Muntala for Jannah every day. Because Muntala genuinely won. Muntala was not part of the trip. He wasn't part. It was rather Muntaka. That is why I see and people were concerned. Let's say Muntaka can home. Because Muntaka was pulled out at the airport. He was already in. And now the finance minister actually the sign. So that's when Muntala had to go in place of him.
Wow.
The president speaking, we all know the grief the president is going through. Because now the president will be thinking, and come on, imagine the guilt.
Oh, we have a point in his own.
Yes. So let's give the president time.
Into office, someone are shocking into the man.
It is in shock, guilt. He's feeling guilty. Say, I order the smile. Kono no koya, kebe yono. But you know, smile. So let's give the president time to reflect on his grief. Because this is not an easy matter.
But we hear idea here how I judge the Pemua. We hear video no.
I've seen how they were burned. I couldn't watch the video. Because the moment I heard the dignitaries involved, I didn't even want to watch.
Now, Pirate back so you know. 2 weeks ago no wale.
I said the area was a 2 months or something.
Yes.
This need a thorough investigation because we are in this country. We know what happened. We don't need to wait for history to repeat itself. We don't need to wait for history to repeat itself. The president, the presidency, the Jubilee House, the Flagstaff House. Let's not wait for history to repeat itself.
But this year, say one family of one.
I could see before election. MPP, they should just go on. When we finish morning, we will meet them. Because this is how our people have started making politics. What is the politics in this?
What is it?
If you want to talk about politics and we have to go, that's why I said let no history repeat itself. Because when we want to talk about politics, then we'll go back to Nkrumah, what they did to Nkrumah. We don't want to blame them for anything.
So they pointing
yes, so they should just stop it. They should just stop putting politics into it. So they should just stop putting politics. Because if you want to talk about politics, then you go back to Nkrumah. You, the MPP, are who we are supposed to be blaming.
I don't obi the politics room.
Well, you know, yesterday I think one of their FM station they were saying say this phone they come.
I'm saying this phone they come
because people benefit from it.
Sana ebi keka.
You, I don't know how I'll get them. Maybe I'll put them on the comment section for you. Where they've started putting politics into it.
Who's in your politics?
This is not politics.
Pray no, any politics. Your mind.
This is not politics. That is why the only thing we can get to know is I don't know if there was a black. They said mostly the helicopter sometimes don't have
black box. I'm say that.
The black box cannot be missing. They have to find it. It can never be missing.
And open the video be security say anybody be a coffee for playing a party.
They have to find it. Definitely they will have to find it.
Send information
that is where the information is. So definitely if the black box was in the aircraft, me I don't know any idea about aircraft, but I was reading a comment and the people were like, not all helicopters have black.
And open interview of course me and from opinion me ban me tie other media houses na omo me expert of pray no much be that and also me military men mo be that no wo hwe communication omo kire say black box e wo pray biemu eno mo se too free baby se pray belandia na e ka kire pray ba be si 2 minutes and pray ba fa anti omo so ti room ho no omo na follow pray.
So they missed it. Plane the two when the craft took off, they missed the radar. So they couldn't communicate. So whatever caused the plane to crash, the black box must reveal it. So be that foul. Say whatever, definitely they will have to.
Na some nya sa black box ya. Ye nya information papa bia.
They will have to, whether the black box is there or not. The security agency, they have a way of finding investigations. So we are just waiting.
But yeah, we
the presidency don't have to sit. The presidency don't have to sit. We are just waiting. After all this, they will listen to their political gimmicks. They will face them.
I hope say the close of the day, na mampeni bekasa.
That's what we are hoping. Because I don't blame him for not speaking till now because it is a shock. Make cry, I couldn't.
And the class why you suro be say.
I don't think I'll be able to.
And if you social media no so obi abusu afie na abusuafo no omo twa ejajo. They have to. Nti we say no yenyi amanyosem to nchen.
Ye hear about you. If na make us some person can amanyosem e be dia bom. O person mo dia amanyosem tumu a e be dia bom. So they shouldn't mama fa amanyosem kwan bem. Because amanyosem no they can't escape blaming them. They can't. Because so far as the president was supposed to be there and you only missed by 10 minutes, I will take it off without him and this happened. One, if we say we are going to go Amanyosem, we can blame the Western first because the Western, no, they are not happy. Mahama is supporting the Burkina. Mahama is supporting the whatever. Mahama is supporting Burkina. Mahama is supporting Gaza. So we just don't even want to go political. So also for they should just take politics out of this. Because if you are going to talk about politics, when your own people died, the NDC cried more than you. NDC never stood anywhere to use this thing as a political gimmick. Never. Even not in the Akwetia, which is just recent. Not even the Akwetia. They never stood anywhere to make a political gimmick about it. So why this thing which is constituted to dignitaries?
Wow. Now, uni mo ade ba kwa video mre ho pa. Say, won say hihye nipa no kokko bottom. So won say video na.
I can say there was no emergency
transport
over there.
Kokko bottom no must say.
Because it was a fit. If you watch the Abakohene, you could there's nothing. So and nipa no so timi fa bonnebo. Get it. So the kokko bottom answer that was the only the only way.
Now we kura chom kwa yi o. A friend say
and all that. That was the only way. So for that one, no. Anke ye kwan ho na oka so. Oma adenti no man fan to come. That one we will have a problem. Okatashe should just spare us. He should just spare us. That one will have a problem. So on what was he expecting them to put them in? Because what you say? It's happening in the bush. And then looking at the feet of the mountain now, they see and looking at how the number of hours somebody can walk there. Can the car enter there?
Ambulance going reference.
So what is Okatashe trying? On our bottom, he's mad. Depending brea. Me the way I just hope that this administration should be very aggressive. They should just come and catch you because as at now, me who saw Abronya Bekasa, and I gave that respect. Abronya me, I don't like him. But for the fact that he didn't speak yesterday, yes, for the fact that Abronya didn't speak yesterday, we are very okay. Because Onono is loose. The woman he on the camera, but as for Okatechie, me, I am praying and hoping, say Okatechie will pick him up to answer questions.
So on answer more Kenyan say, and a Yenchena Savior Church, Omobenya Quenchia or Kumasi Accra Road, Yasuma and Nipe Frimo.
See, I have a particular way I'm hitting Okatechie.
You have your own
particular choice. Where I am hitting up.
Okay.
That is why I am mentioning the reason this and this particular thing he said is not right. Imagine he says, "I nobody camera can see so no." Now come out camera can see so I come be a chucha. And he was saying so. Some Crawford in the pan chain kwala no. Fine. Nobody is human than anybody. Me, I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not a Christian. But let me refer him to the Bible. Even timer and why did Jesus decided say he's just going to raise only Lazarus? Has he thought about that? There are always going to be human beings on earth. The Bible even say we can never all be equal.
Anybody.
Yes, we can never be equal. Adentina, you can't say Yankopon suma Jonah walk or suma na wanko or ma de su ko beneno. Or don't any postman na wanko. But there was a reason. You cannot compare the contribution of this so-called these dignitaries, these astute people to the people who died. I won't say yeah, you understand. Sometimes he shouldn't foul ya cancer. This is something people are trying to make sense out of, and he's making foolishness out of it. Okatachi is making stupidness out of it. So what is he trying to say? What is he trying to say? They should have the same treatment. It can never be. They can never have the same treatment. They can never have the same treatment.
Ntisana wose keba. Be wumkunya akwenshandi. The Omaya no be kuku botonuma was say.
That as at that particular place, there was nothing. Oh, yeah, Uber penny body Asha. That was the and even Krapoko, it took the brave ones of Mekari. And because I sat in the car, I was going to Accra. And Papa be at the man was sick. Tia Kono. Papa didn't not or asthma. Papa didn't be changed say before I realized not Papa na he just breath his last breath. Me na ma so na ye call him na Papa de kwa masame. Say ko dru na. The man who was sitting on me benifo na mo catch driver and say Papa didn't me for hoto me fa ne fa echire. So mo no ma hu se wo. Ti ye kodru Accra na ye siwie no. So they called me and I say did you know that the man was dead? I was say aye. And they asked me, am I sure? And I say, I know. Maybe we'll time my papa knew. So they asked me, where the man died. And they were like, I didn't know manka. And I was so, baby, I corner where we are going. Yeah, I'm counsel. Meka driver who the driver has to stand. Obegunsa, oh, answer. Yes, I can't. Yes, but the moment the driver doesn't know anything about the car can go. It's true, and after I'm catch a driver and said, this is what happened. It's over goodness and no. Quaya, quajina. It is a quantum of Mojina self. Moko pens away. Was the driver ready for that? No. So Katashia should just spare us foolish.
Well, Rahina Yako, Oyakon, some Mabusiani.
I will just say condolence. I will just send a message of condolence to the family members, especially, or not even especially.
All of them.
All of them. Because Omane Buama MP and this baby the elections ni na ejina. Omuchichira no wasane. And Sammy George was even saying say Omane Buama also ono kwa na mama ba.
Why one?
Otimis friend no aka che so ono anya ya nka ne mama wunja no. Ko wu amame no be dey. You understand? So just and to this MPP food soldier, they should just leave politics out of it.
Well, Abusia and I want say studio ha etimi atidi pa. Ye de ya konsem e de ma nipa nwotwe a omo etimi ehia enkonhia wuo ya ma Ghana etimi abotum. Abusia wo so fa wo ya konsem e hase share ma afoforo enye bi hwe. Aha eye K Black Media. Me da say ya na hwe de bia.